Okay, Who Dat Nation, we're back. Hopefully, this fixed the connection issues. I was able to just troubleshoot the modem, and hopefully the connection is better. So as everybody starts to file back in, hopefully someone can tell me if the connection is a tad bit better than it was on last time. I know a lot of people in the Who Dat Nation are upset. A lot of people are frustrated. So hopefully this fixed the connection issues. I'm not going to talk a little bit too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description, get some phone calls back up, and hopefully people can, hear and see me a little bit better. So, okay, so everybody's saying I'm way better. Okay, so okay. That's good. That's good to hear, man. I had to reset. I had to reset the modem. So that's what took so long. So hopefully we can get back. And where we left off, we were with Donald D. So Donald D, thank you. Welcome back, man. Appreciate you for sticking with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Had little issues, but man, I know what you were talking about. You were just talking about, some of the fans, being a little bit too critical at times, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, no. Go ahead, say it, because that's what they're doing, man.
Yeah.
These people get too, but I know, like the people that started this day, they get too emotional when it comes to this stuff like this. We gotta it's over with. Move on.
Right.
I mean, we're not done with playing.
Right.
We don't know what these players go through.
Right.
The stuff I've been hearing, I'm like, man, I need to cut this out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, then it be the ones that's older than me, man. I'm like, y'all just grew up with all that, man.
Well, I mean,
it's stupid, man.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I get you, man, but you can't let that stuff get to you, man. I mean,
I don't, man. I just like, man, y'all can have this shit.
Yeah,
it's whack.
Yeah, man. But
look, man, look, it was a good look. At the end of the day, it was still a good game. But at the same time, I look at it. Michael Thomas not in the game. Deontay Harris not in the game. One of our stars on the offensive line in the game. We just had to go out there with the guys we had. But and then our quarterback came back. Right. And he wasn't going to be perfect.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we just got to take that into consideration. But they're not going to talk about that. Right. I mean, look at it. When Michael Thomas in the game, that's the offense. People, y'all don't see that shit. He the offense.
Right.
And this point of this year is he hasn't been on point. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
And that's just he's off. And when the guy not out there is that it's not gonna work. All those years, all those balls are breathed. That's continuity. Yep. That's a great chemistry. And when you don't got your guy out there, he's not gonna do good.
Yeah.
Not gonna do good.
Well, like I said, hopefully, in the next two games they end up winning at least one of those games so they can go ahead and wrap up the division.
Yeah.
And as of right now, I mean, it's just about if you're gonna be the 2 seed or the 3 seed. I think as of right now, I think they're still at a 2 seed. So I guess that's the most optimistic thing about all of this. But Donald D, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the phone call, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. Yeah, I mean that's the best case scenario, man. We still have the same I think we got the same record as the Seattle Seahawks, so we still in the 2 seed. So could be worse. Josh and Jesus, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. So what you thought about the game?
I'm going to echo all your sentiments, man. I think I think this is the game that proved that we could win it all just because there was so much adversity and Drew going like 2 for 15 in the first half or something.
Right.
And then still battling back from that. And losing, but still battling back from all that without like a whole bunch of our star players. So I'm going to echo your sentiments. Now, there is one concern. We do have 2 losses in a row now, and 2 losses in a row is still 2 losses in a row.
Right.
So we got to kind of hope that we're not getting onto like a streak there. But it is the Chiefs. But the only bad thing is that we now have to win the next 2 games in order to get a bye week.
Yeah. Well,
so I mean
look, we just need to eliminate that because if the Green Bay Packers win any more games this season, they seal the number 1 seed. They get home field advantage regardless because I think at worst, I mean, we can just tie the same record as them, and because they have the tiebreaker, then you know what I'm saying, they pretty much get that 1 seed. This this AFC game really don't go against, you know what I'm saying, the NFC too much because, you know, it's your record versus the NFC opponent. So if they end up winning one of these games, you know what I'm saying, they end up sealing home field advantage, you know what I'm saying, like throughout the playoffs, because I think at that particular time, I think if they were to go 11-5, the Saints would have go to 11-5, or you know what I'm saying, like they would, or even if they was to go 10-6, which they can't. But you know what I'm saying, if they both were to go 11-5, then the Green Bay Packers would win. So all they have to do is win one more game, and they got the 1 seed. The most the Saints can do at this time is be a 2 or a 3. So I think we just need to eliminate this at this point, man. I think Green Bay, I mean, looking
I'm not talking about just a home field advantage. I'm talking about you can still have a bye week without home field advantage.
Yeah.
So we should be able to try to get the bye weeks. But the next 2 games are more important now than what they needed to be before, I guess, is my only thing. But other than that, I've got no complaints. I echo everything you're saying. I think that we proved that we can be a Super Bowl winner, especially against the Chiefs, because I don't think the Chiefs are an all-around better team than us when we have all our guys.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on this. I guess I don't have a whole heck of a lot more to add, but yeah, I'm just echoing your sentiments here, and I feel pretty good about this game, even though it was like a loss.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this before you go. You do know there's only one team that has a bye this year, right? So if you're a 2 seed, you still got to play in a wild card round because they have an additional they got an additional spot in the playoffs now. They went from 6 to 7. So the only team that can get a first round bye is the number 1 seed. So the number 2 seed don't get a bye anymore. So
yeah, I forgot about that, man. I wasn't.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up for you because I mean, when I was listening to you, it sounded as if you thought like the 2 seed still gets a bye, but that's not the case anymore. The only seed that gets a first round bye is a 1 seed now.
But do you think? I just want to ask you something before I let you go. Do you think we should rest Drew for at least one of these next 2 games?
No,
because they're winnable without him.
No. It's a sense of urgency right now. You got to put all hands on deck right now. Like you can't be playing around and you know what I'm saying, sticking around. I mean, Tampa Bay right now, they won today against the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So they still in the thick of things, man. All the Saints have to do is slip up. You know what I'm saying? They got to win. They got to win at least one more of these games. Look, if they don't want to play week 17, they want to rest people and they feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying, my oppositions can't move, fine. But you have got to win one of these games. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you got to put number 9.
The Panthers without Drew. We can beat the Panthers without Drew.
I don't know. I mean, the Carolina Panthers, they're a tough out. And that's a prideful team, man. So, I don't want no stone left unturned. They got a lot of upset teams right now. Minnesota, they're not in the playoffs. You know, they're on the outside looking in. You know, and they were like nothing but to spoil the plans of the New Orleans Saints. So you got to put all hands on deck. Like this is a sense of urgency now. Like every game for the rest of the season is a playoff game. So the Saints better step up and be serious, man. But Josh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call.
Hey, no problem, brother.
All right, thank you, man. Yeah, man, you can't play around. We can't lollygag and pussyfoot around no more. Like you lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. You shouldn't have lost last week. Let's just call it for what it is. You shouldn't have lost last week. You shouldn't have been caught in you know what I'm saying, like a deer in the headlights against the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you wouldn't even be in this position. You would already have won the division, and this game really, in hindsight, wouldn't have mattered. The New Orleans Saints got to handle their business. These last 2 games, look, if you're not beating these teams in do-or-die situations, what the heck are you going to do in the playoffs? What you going to do in the playoffs? Real Talk says, why do they keep beating the cold weather Lambeau Field narrative? Man, I can care less about Lambeau Field at this point. Did y'all not see what the Saints did to Patrick Mahomes? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how this defense was stepping up and get pressure on him. If anybody believe, if you're a Green Bay Packer fan and you think that same team that y'all played around week 3 is the same team that y'all will see in the postseason, you're sadly mistaken. And, I want people to understand this. I want to give people some optimism here. If the Green Bay Packers were to get the number 1 seed, let's just say, for example, they get the number 1 seed, they get the first round bye, and a team has to go up to Lambeau. There's not a guarantee that they will end up going to the NFC Championship game in the divisional round because you're playing the Lambeau. There's some tough teams they will have to go up against. They will have to go up against possibly the Seattle Seahawks, possibly probably would have to go up against the Rams. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is just a foregone conclusion. To me, that number 2 spot don't look too bad because you have a possibility of having 3 straight home games. You can play a home game in a wild card round. You can play a wild card. You can play a home game in a divisional round. And if the number 1 team just so happened to slip up, then you can play the NFC Championship game at home. So you will have 3 straight home games at the number 2 spot. Not too bad. Not too bad, I must say, because there's no team in NFC that you can just sit up here and be like, man, this team here, man, they some world beaters. There's no team in the NFC that I can just confidently say that this team is just heads and shoulders better. Not even the Saints to any of these other teams. So that's just the way I feel about it. D Higgs, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing good, man. I echo basically the same. I ain't gonna lie. I grabbed my pass. I was like, man, y'all need me out there today. They wouldn't get no separation at all.
None.
I'm saying like, none. Absolutely. I'm like, come on, dog. I know y'all know how to get open. Like it's. Y'all know Drew Brees don't do all those developing down the field shots unless he have to. It's basically quick routes and get upfield. It's not. I ain't really gonna say too much about the defense because I was sitting there watching them folk were battling. They was battling, bro. They was trying.
I ain't got no complaints. I ain't got no complaints about the defense when you on the field like 83 times.
That's what I'm saying. We wasn't doing, and we as offense wasn't doing nothing to help them. Nothing at all. The defense was out there, man, trying, but you can't add. And some of them throws Patrick Mahomes was making, bro, you can't defend that.
You can't defend them. Yeah, exactly. You cannot defend it. Like people acting as if, look, they're acting like I don't know, Mitchell Trubisky out there. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is special. This dude is special, man. Like, do y'all not see some of these passes? They may look easy, but them passes were difficult. This man was rolling to the right and throw the ball over, you know what I'm saying, across his body to the middle of the field as if he was standing straight in the pocket. Like, this dude is, like, unbelievable with the football. Like, this is some once-in-a-lifetime type stuff y'all watching. Like, the fact that the Saints lost by 3 with what they had on the field is pretty good, man.
That's my whole thing. Imagine if we had our whole offense. Imagine if that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. I'm really taking from this whole game. Like if we had our whole team, I literally think if we go up against them again, we would probably beat them.
Yep, I believe it too. And now you know what I'm saying. And now you have some stuff on tape. You have some on tape too.
Aaron Rodgers and them Packers, because I don't know why everybody just think we the same team that we was in week 3. And another thing that bothered me, why were they so biased the whole game during commentary?
Man, I said the same thing.
Like, that was a real deal slurp job. Oh, Patrick is Patrick Mahomes that? Like, for real though, be real. It was a real deal slurp job on national television.
Man, that was hard.
No, bro. You can't be biased and call the game. Y'all got to call that game down the middle, bro. Like, yeah. Because it was a competitive game.
Yep.
It showed flaws in one team and how they fought back. And it showed just one team just being more prepared than the other.
I don't know, man. I think both teams battled. I think that one team had all their weapons on deck. The other team did what they had, did what they had, And like I said, I feel I'm very optimistic, man. If the Saints just so happen to be able to run the gauntlet in the playoffs and make their way to the Super Bowl, I think that they might, the outcome might be different. But D Higgs, man, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the phone call, brother.
All right, thanks, man.
I take it easy, man. Yeah, man, we're going to go to Caleb. Thank you very much for the $5. It says predictions, Saints versus Rams NFC Championship game. I'm calling it. Well, I don't know who it might be. You know what I'm saying? It might end up being Saints Seahawks NFC Championship. I would like to see that. I don't know if it would be Saints Bucks in the NFC Championship game. I don't see that happening. I mean, I'm just so upset because now I'm gonna have to hear about these doggone Tampa Bay Buccaneers like all week long about how special they are and all this kind of stuff here. And they probably just gonna completely ignore the fact that they went up against the Falcons, who blow leads every single week almost. Like, these guys were up 17 and blew a 17-point lead, man. Come on, man. Like, this is like, I don't know, man. It's like a science the way they blow leads now. But now we're going to hear, oh, Tom Brady, the comeback. Oh, my goodness, he's so great. Oh, my God, Tom. Like, man, look, who didn't do that? Dak Prescott did it. Matthew Stafford did it. You know what I'm saying? The Saints done it before. You know what I'm saying? I think the Chargers did it last week. Like, who has not beaten the Atlanta Falcons when they had what it seemed like an insurmountable lead according to NFL standards? You know, but now we got to hear that all week. And now we got to hear, oh, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Oh, did you see him throw a pass to AB? If they can get this together, like, man, knock it off. I'm so tired of, like, it is like, what, we're going into week 16 and they still up here talking about if they can get it together. Like, man, knock it off, man. Knock it off. Sanchez, what's going on, man?
Man, what's up, TJ? What's up, Who Dey Nation? How everybody doing?
And I'm pretty sure everybody, man, you got some people upset. You got some people that's glass half empty, glass half full, if you will. So what you thought about the game?
Oh, man, couple quick points. Like you, I'm the latter of the two. I'm glass half empty, glass half full. If anything coming out this game to once again echo your sentiments, I'm more mad about the fact that we could have really had this opportunity wrapped up last week and we let it slip out of our fingers, and now we know we got a tall order going against the Chiefs,
right?
And we basically putting ourselves in this position. We doing it to ourselves all over again. But besides the game, just on the game, losing to 3 points, losing by 3 to the Super Bowl champions, man, I can't be mad at that. Patrick Mahomes, man, everything that they was getting off, the defense was rushing. They was getting where they needed to be. They was hitting home. But what can you do when you got a quarterback that can go off script? What can you do?
You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing. Like, bro, I will take every touchdown that the Kansas City Chiefs scored. Every last one of them. Every last touchdown that they scored came off some type of weird type play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at, like, when the first touchdown that they scored with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, go in motion, go to the left, go to the right. He snaps the ball and finds himself right there, you know what I'm saying, almost in the middle of the field. He throws a touchdown. Second touchdown, he just off script flips it to Travis Kelce. Third touchdown, like, he literally had to put it in the very back of the end zone, in the corner of the end zone. And that was a touchdown. And the fourth touchdown was basically like some old Nebraska 1995 lateral type stuff. So, I mean, the defense played pretty good to me. They didn't give up no big passes, anything like that was deep. Like, the guys were like right there. This was C.J. Gardner-Johnson's best game in coverage all season long. Like, these guys played their heart out, man. They played with a lot of aggression. They played with a lot of passion. How you as a Saints fan can be so critical on a defense versus a guy that is otherworldly good. Anybody that's criticizing the defense on this night don't know how great, of a quarterback they watch. Maybe they don't understand football, you know what I'm saying? But that guy's incredible. And
he is
incredible. Incredible, man.
And if I can just say one more thing, I ain't gonna lie, the commentary did put me to sleep when they was whenever the Saints had possession. But when the Chiefs did have the ball, it was a little extra sauce on Pat Mahomes' name.
Oh,
what I'm saying? So we Who That Nation, we know what the media do. We've been through this. We know what's going on. We know the narratives that they want to put out there. We just gonna take it one game at a time. Like my guy said earlier, 2-game losing streak is 2-game losing streak. Let's bounce back on Christmas Day. And let's put our cleats in the dirt. Let's get this job done.
That's all you can do. Sanchez, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, y'all.
All right, man. Let me see. Sat says exactly. So far, we matched up with Arizona. If playoff starts, Kyler Murray is the jitterbug. Saints defense will not do well against him. I'm just saying. Look, bruh. The Saints played Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has so much film as an NFL quarterback. You go up against somebody like Jalen Hurts, who you really have not seen in an NFL uniform. You know, now the narrative is they can't scheme against option quarterbacks. Okay, all right, Christopher, what's going on, man?
Hey, what up, TJ? How you doing, man?
All right. So, what you thought about the game?
Bittersweet, I would say. Like I was putting in the chat a few times, like if Alex Anzalone, I was doing the math, like looking at the score. If Alex Anzalone falls on that ball, we hit the extra point, we don't go for two, it's 35-32. Chiefs probably end up kicking a field goal, we end up going to OT. So, but hey, only losing by 3, yeah, it hurts, but with the guys we had out there, I'd be surprised if we didn't lose by more, to be honest.
Right. That's the way I look at it, Chris. I mean, and I think that's what the Who Dat Nation needs to see. And people up here talk about Taysom Hill. Man, bruh. Bruh.
After last week, I was like, okay, he's very good, like, backup, but he doesn't need to be the starter.
Now, it's not even that. I'm just saying, like, Taysom Hill going out there throwing the ball to Lil Jordan Humphries, Jawan Johnson, Emmanuel Sanders, and Jared Cook. Y'all think that he was about to go out there and throw for 400, 4 touchdowns? He about to run for 200? Man.
Our receiver room got decimated.
Sure.
Like, jeez, man. Few stats I just want to mention in the game. Drew was 15 for 34, only 234 yards, but he did give you 3 touchdowns, which was good. Had a very rocky start at the beginning, which was your pick. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries, 54 yards, 4.9 yards per carry. I'm surprised we didn't run it more with them. I'm really surprised by that. They stuffed Latavius because he's more of like Alvin's more of the shifty one, which matches up well against the Chiefs, I guess, in this matchup. Emmanuel Sanders, 4 catches, 76 yards. Pretty good day by him. But if you look at like the receiving people we have, Little Jordan Humphrey, Michael Burton, Tommy Lee Lewis, Jawan Johnson, like that's not our normal receivers. Those are just like, it's insane. Defense, I would say, did pretty good. Only thing I would knock him on is Marcus Williams. I would have said could have had 2 interceptions if Malcolm Jenkins didn't do his like little contact at the beginning. And then I don't know what happened, like when he like hurt himself, like he did something. He
ran across the field, man, and he bent his ankle awkwardly, and you know, I mean, the way that he came, you know what I'm saying, the way that he came across the field and bent his ankle, I mean, it was a distraction. In fact, you know, you're not thinking about a football if you're, you know what I'm saying, it's a possibility like you have a high ankle sprain. But I mean, look, there's a lot of plays that I can just think of. One in particular that stood out to me that I feel like could have been a great opportunity for the Saints. Is that 4th and 2 play that with Patrick Mahomes, and they said, was it a fumble? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
that was really up in the air. Like,
yeah,
I could see it being called either way. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's how the cookie crumbles. And then, but yeah, our offense couldn't get anything going probably till about the second half. That's when we actually started moving, and even then we stalled out for a while. But like once we seemed to have urgency again, that's when we started doing better. Like shout outs to Drew though, coming off that injury, he was slinging it deep, and I was very impressed by some.
Yeah, he definitely was aggressive.
Like that Emmanuel Sanders deep ball, I was impressed by the Traquan Smith, the one where he got injured, which I hate. Like Traquan, yeah, I'd say he's a good number 3 receiver to have out on the field. He's not going to be a number 2 or I don't think ever going to be a number 1, but he's that good like number 3 that can get you like those big plays. Like if you call his number like for like 2 or 3 times a game, he'll give you like 40 yards a game, which is I'm impressed by.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Yeah. But yeah, defense having to play as much as they did, very impressed by it. Fun fact, Taysom Hill didn't fumble this game. Let's go.
Yeah. he dropped he dropped a few passes, man. But
Yeah,
I just think with the loss of Jameis Winston going on COVID-19
yeah.
list,
When
it caused the Saints be able to utilize him. Yeah.
Yeah, like when Jameis, that broke this morning, I'm like, Taysom's not going to basically see any playing time, maybe at the goal line or early in the game, but nothing. But Jared Cook, I'm a big fan of Adam Troutman personally. I'd rather him be starting. I don't. What game was it? It was like I think 4 weeks ago. I think I want to say against the Bucs when Adam Troutman really started coming to his own. Yep. That's when I basically said Adam Troutman needs to be the lead tight end on this Saints offense. Jared Cook has. I don't know what happened to him. Like you said, concussions may have gotten to him some, but personally, I see a lot better in Adam Troutman from run support, and still he's a very shifty, like still playing like he did at Dayton, like just like a
he fights for extra yards, and I just think he's gonna be something
there. I didn't see him like on many snaps besides maybe only run games, but when it came to passing, it was always Jared Cook. I'm like Jared Cook, like over these past few weeks, I'm like really started to come off of him because he's had those drops. He's not really like putting his heart and soul into it like I saw like at the end of last season. Like at the end of last season, I'm like, man, Jared Cook is like probably one of the best tight ends in the league, like in terms of receiving, like from the second half of the season. But it's just not been there. So I think personally the team needs to move more towards Adam Troutman, towards that, and then. But this receiver room, they got to find something to help. Everybody needs to get. All I'm saying is literally just win one more game, get the division, and then get healthy and get ready for playoffs. That's all I'm saying. Just get at least win one more game, and then make sure anybody who you think is, if you can win next week against the Vikings, my moniker would be, because I don't know if we're either tied or have a game up on either the Seattle Seahawks or something. I'd say rest anybody you don't need. If you want to make a playoff run, rest these specific guys.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, Chris. You make some very interesting points, man.
It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's out of here, man. Like, anybody thinking about that right now?
I'm trying to make sure we're 2 or 3, because I don't wild card. If we do play, we'd probably be playing the Bucs on the road, and go to Tampa Bay if we do become the wild card, or even the football team, we'd place them. But still, I'd prefer us to be the 2 or 3 and lock up that division again and just try to make one last run for it. But yeah, Breeze, last thing I was going to say, Breeze very shaky in the beginning, not a Breeze type thing. Receivers weren't really helping him with separation. But towards the end of the game, I'm like, okay, this is the Breeze that I know. Maybe he's still a little shaky, but we can work on that. He just needs, because he just came off IR. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get better as time go on. But Chris, thank you so much, man. Thank you for your take, all your information, man. All right, man. Take it easy, Chris. Yeah, man. Chris made some very good points. He gave us some stats, and there's a lot of things, with this team. Me personally, what I would do is I would pick up the phone. I would try to call somebody like Kenny Stills, who's out there right now. Seems like he's interested coming back to the Big Easy. So I think somebody like Kenny Stills will help out tremendously. And, this might not be a popular opinion to most people out there, but there's one cornerback out there that's out there in the streets right now. He was kind of up and down, but think he kind of can fill in the slot. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know if Patrick Robinson going to come back or not, but somebody Eli Apple or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that could kind of help out in the secondary as well. You know what I'm saying? Somebody you could kind of rotate, because I don't know about Patrick Robinson with that hamstring, but I definitely would have Eli Apple in the rotation, you know what I'm saying, to help out, not on the outside. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him out there. But I think he can do some damage in the slot, man, to kind of help out with Patrick Robinson. Somebody like Ted Ginn Jr., probably not, because he's a little bit up there in age. I would definitely call up Kenny Stills. Ken Arthur, what's going on, man?
Man, what's on with you, TJ, bro?
What's going on, man?
Obviously, I wasn't first today, so it is what it is. But I got a few points for you today. Mm-hmm. Nothing I saw in this game makes me afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep. Nothing else. Nothing. like you said, everything they got today was basically like some trickery. If you have to run trick plays against another team, that speaks to how hard it is for you to move the ball in a more traditional manner.
Right.
Number two, I said it when it happened. Alex Anzalone not getting that touchdown, it was gonna come back to bite us in the butt.
It definitely did.
Because that would have had us at 21-14. What? 21-14 going into the half?
No, it would have been tied. It would have been tied at 14 going into the half.
True. And Drew Brees started off shaking. I expected that. But if people gotta understand, if your receivers are not getting separation, what you want the quarterback to do? Force the ball in there and end up throwing up interception. Like, man, make sure you know your X's and O's before you give a opinion on the game, man. Like, oh, Drew Brees, man, he trash, man, he tripping. Man, y'all tripping, bro. If you don't know how quarterback play and how quarterbacks are supposed to sync with wide receivers, if you don't know how that works, then you don't need to be talking football, bro.
Right.
Like, the man
that's the thing. That's the thing. People go by what they just see on the field. Like they don't understand like the nuances of the game. You know, like most people, they just see a pass hit the ground, or they see a pass get short, you know, thrown short, or they see a ball go through a guy's hands, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, they just type it on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, or type it on social media or whatever, and then it just looked like they just on the biggest acid job and just borderline bipolar. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's best for you to just watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, there are going to be moments like Anzalone that, you know what I'm saying, that's going to warrant you to tweet. I know I did. But as far as like criticizing Drew Brees and stuff like that, like y'all expect this man to go out there and have stellar quarterback play. I mean, this man had 11 broken ribs, probably wasn't passing the ball at all. At all, you know what I'm saying, for the exception probably about a week and some change. And y'all expect this man to go out there, throw for about 400. Like, come on, man, give me a break, man. Like, get this guy a chance, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get back into the swing of things. And not to mention, I mean, this guy was out there with a bunch of practice squad guys. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
And here's another thing, TJ. I don't want to hear nothing else about that boy can't throw the ball down the field. That pass that he threw to Emmanuel Sanders traveled 51 yards, air yards down the field. He can do that thing if he wants to, but if the offense don't dictate that, then why would I force the ball down the field? Like I said to you on the old call, bro, an assassin that can shoot you long range is just as deadly as an assassin that can cut you up close quarters with a bunch of different knives. You know what I'm saying? One of them going for the big shot for the big kill, i.e. Patrick Mahomes. And you got another one who's going to methodically slice your defense up like a Drew Brees. At the end of the day, I'm getting the best of both worlds with the assassin who's doing the cutting up, because I'm killing time of possession while I'm killing your defensive stamina.
Right. This was the most aggressive I've seen Drew Brees as a passer all year. Like, in probably maybe 2 years. Like, Drew Brees was throwing that ball down the field. He threw that ball down the field with Juwan Johnson. He threw the ball down the field, I think, to Emmanuel Sanders at least twice. He threw the ball down the field, tried to connect with Tre'Quan Smith and Jared Cook. Like, he was slinging that rock now. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether he was going up against Patrick or not, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to do it with him. But, bro, like, there was too much of an uphill climb. And the Kansas City Chiefs are a really good football team, man. You got to go up in there all hands on deck. But I'm impressed. Yeah,
I got a couple more things I want to say, TJ. Like, just how I started off saying that nothing about the Kansas City Chiefs scared me this game. If I'm the other team in the league who looking at this game objectively, I will be terrified of the Saints. You know why? Because we didn't have half our players, offensively and defensively, throughout the course of the game, and we still gave the Chiefs all they could handle.
Nah, you know that's not going to happen, King Arthur. Like, not. If this was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that would be the narrative. But it's the Saints, okay? Just like it's the Saints where they just pick up, pass interference calls. But meanwhile in Tampa, they moving the ball forward. Moving the ball back so Tom Brady can get a first down. Like, this is like these people just need to stop, cut it out. Like, I get it, man. They're not going to do that. The narrative is going to be, the Saints lost to the Chiefs. They ain't got a chance. Tampa about to win the division. The Saints, look, whatever, man. Like, they'll never get his team any type of credit. I mean, if the commentary didn't prove it today, I don't know what will. Like, we just have to understand, man. Like, this is really a us against the world mentality with the Saints. And
not only that, bro. Not only did they move the ball forward so they can get an extra yard closer to the first down marker, it was still short when he did that. And the dude who was holding the yardstick leaned the thing towards the ball to make it a first down. I was like, what? I don't even like the Falcons, but y'all can't do to people like that. But I know you got to go, TJ, so it's the last thing I'm going to say. You in Charlotte right now, right, bro?
Nah, I'm in Myrtle Beach, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm probably going to be in your city, man. Like, as y'all can see, this is my company, Forging Infinite Excellence. I build custom-made interactive paint games like that you have to be a part of. And what we do is those games complete artwork, and that artwork tells our true history as a people. So I'm probably gonna be in Charlotte, probably in the spring, man. I got a business where black business owners they're gonna go against the patrons in a large obstacle course of my paint game. And it's to reinforce us spending with our own, man. So anybody who's interested in a new vibe like that, as it pertains to completing artwork and stuff like that, this ain't no sipping paint, my nigga. We on a whole new level. You can have everybody just go to Fix It Art on Instagram, man. That's it.
Okay. Fix It Art, man, on Instagram. Y'all check them out. And just hit me up, man, when that time go close by, man. Maybe me and my wife will pass by, man. Appreciate it, King Arthur.
Shout out to you, bro. Who that?
All right, who that, man? Shouts out to King Arthur, man, out there doing this thing, man. Keep pushing. Sir Roger says, had to play deep with two safeties. I like the way the Saints played defensively today, and I know them safety did. Then it's like, man, all we got to do is just guard these deep passes. That's all we got to do. Hey, man, I'm gonna take a few more phone calls because I'm gonna have to wrap the show up, man. I apologize. Like I said, I have to head to work tonight, man. I do apologize for that, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Chosen, man. Chosen, what's going on?
What's going on, man? I'm gonna get a few quick points real quick. Hey, man, you had me laugh when you say, man, we might have to give Eli Apple a call. You had me laughing. It's almost like, me in a relationship and you want that ex and you see she online or something, you be like, hey, what you doing? like, nah, what you hitting me up for? But nah, I'm pretty sure he'll come back and open arms. Man, only thing I got to say, man, about this game, bro, I'm not mad. I hold my head up high. After everybody saying, oh, we gonna get stomped, and well, from my camp, that's all I've been hearing. We're gonna get stomped. They gonna whoop y'all, you know what? And they say we came out here with nothing, bro. But you know what I'm saying? I like to use, man, some leftover stuff out the refrigerator, you know, and we still make something happen. Right. And we only fell about 3 points. That ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. The only thing that I would, pick at about this game on defense, I just wish that we would, secure our tackles a little bit more. It was a lot of missed tackles for loss that could have happened.
Yep.
But these guys slippery, they slide off, you know what I'm saying? And then it end up being a gain of 4 instead of a loss of 4. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I can say. But, we can clean that up. It's nothing that we haven't, worked on before. Probably just a little jittery. So you guys getting slippery, But other than that, that's all I had on the defense, man. And another thing, bro, people are talking about Drew Brees and want to critique this man. This man ain't playing in a month. Like you said, he probably didn't throw the ball at practice. And, and on top of a team that always starts slow, and you mix that in and used to give me the stats and used to tell me everything wrong with the Saints. And I would say, yeah, the Chiefs are going to blow the Saints out. And you tell me that the final score would be 32-29 or whatever it was. Right. I would be shocked. Like, I was like, well, damn, did the Chiefs choke at the end or did the Saints really get them a run for their money? Like, you can't just look at it, man, and you just can't look at stats and it tells the whole story. Sometimes, like you say, you have to watch the game play out. Drew went 7 for 20, but look why that man was 7 for 20 in the first half. You got to look at why some of the things wasn't clicking for him. The receivers wouldn't get separation, but why didn't get separation? Maybe because these guys just got called up 2 days ago to come practice and get some first team reps, you know. But like I said, man, we're gonna play hard. A sense of urgency. I'm glad my boy Drew getting back to it. It just put a smile on my face knowing how this man was looking. Look left, look right, look left, look right. Boom, see Murray and touchdown. Like, we missed that. Taysom could never.
Man, Taysom could never do that. I said the same thing, man. Taysom could never make a play.
And I love
that. Would have been a sack. That would have been a sack. You know
that
what
would
I'm
have
saying?
been probably a sack fumble. Taysom could never, like, whose man is this?
Man, for
Like,
real.
Taysom could never. But
Couldn't.
I'm glad Drew getting back to that confidence, man. The dude look good. He still got that competitive fire in his eye. And I'm
Right.
like, man, just imagine if this man would have had just like a full week or two just with knowing these guys gonna go out. And everybody keep asking in the chat, no, Callaway is on injury reserve, y'all. Everybody keep asking where Callaway at. I don't know if it broke out, but he's been on injury reserve for a while. So we ain't got Callaway, we ain't got Michael Thomas, we ain't got Harris. We out here with Butterfinger, Tommy, you know. But he stepped up in return game. But I take this game, man. I just the fact that we lost, I just hate the fact that I'm gonna have to hear these dudes at work, and it's worse when you got to hear from dudes who fighting for a playoff spot, a Baltimore Raven and Tampa. That's what I'm working with, a Baltimore Raven, Tampa, and the Cowboys, but they've been quiet this year. So
oh yeah, they cook, man. They cook, man. Nobody,
but I'm good, man. Yeah, man. But I would say I'm good, man. I don't hold my head down from this loss. It just goes to prove me right when I say the Chiefs ain't nobody to be scared of. They're a tad bit overrated, and like you say, they kind of remind me of Golden State, like how Toronto play Golden State. When you get, they all finesse and showboat, but when you get physical, you make them boys play. They cry, they whine, they get touched, they throwing their hands up. They want every call. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is real football. I don't know how y'all do it in the AFC, but it goes down. It goes down in that South. This is grit and dirty at its finest. Everything y'all want to look for calls, and they want to whine about this, that, and the other. People getting into it with me on Twitter, hollering about that was a dirty hit with
to my Hartman,
Marcus. Man,
Marcus Webb laid that wood on that
shoulder. That was straight shoulder. That was straight shoulder, man. And you know, Marcus Williams, man, I hope everything check out with him. But I like the way these guys playing, man. Any other team, the Kansas City Chiefs would have blew out.
Yep.
You give no.
And it was up by 14 points at one time. 14-0.
Up. Exactly, bro. So my thing is, you got to look at this team. And one more thing before I let you go. I'm gonna hear about these Tom Brady and these Buccaneers. The same. I'm just ready for the hypocrisy that's coming, because when it was time to make the Saints look good, when they were talking about our defense, they played the Falcons, they played Denver. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of Denver, they played the Falcons. Now they about to use the same thing to make Tom Brady look good. Oh, you see how Tom Brady came back again? This is his 68th or 70th career game-winning drive, but ain't nobody gonna say it was against the Falcons. They ain't gonna say that.
Oh, no, they ain't gonna do that. They only use the Falcons to make a case against the Saints. They use the Falcons to elevate. Like, man, I'm over that, man.
They downplay the Falcons when it comes to the Saints, but watch how they gonna make, like your boy say, Mahomes. I mean, not Mahomes, like Matt Ryan, like he almost a top 10 all-time quarterback. They gonna give him some praise to make Brady look good. I'm just gonna be laughing, bro. But that's all I got, TJ, man. Good show, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, Chosen, man. Take it easy.
All right, yes, sir. Yes.
All right, take it easy. All right, we're gonna go to Boosie, man. What's going on, man?
What's up, TJ? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. What you got for me?
Oh man, today, man, it just was a learning process again.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, how you doing? How you doing to your family? How you doing to everybody in the Who Dat Nation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, we doing all right, man. Like, bro, I said that the Saints were gonna win this game in my prediction, but I never was like 100% sure and confident. Like I would have been them beating the Eagles or something like that. I mean, most of like the optimism and you wanting the Saints to win this game had a lot to do with the fact that you being a fan. I'm just more impressed about what I've seen out of this team and them answering the call, man. You know what I'm saying? Like stepping up, them being down 14-0. The other teams would have folded like a cheap tent, you know, but they went out there and they balled out, man. You know, and I don't, bro, like this team only can get better because guys can come back, you know what I'm saying, that was injured. There's no way in the world. Like Michael Thomas probably would have had about 150, 160 yards in this game. Like you playing man coverage on him, man would have been balling out. If you know what I'm saying, you playing, and then you have Emmanuel Sanders, who probably was getting double covered this entire game. So that would have freed him up. He would have been balling out. Like a lot of things went Kansas City way in this game. including some of them flags. But like I said, if the Saints play these guys again, and they play them like in a Super Bowl or something like that, I think the Saints will beat them.
Most definitely. I think so too, TJ. You hit that right on the nail, dog. Because at the same time, we were down a lot of players. But you know what? That cover 2 we ran all day, boy, we got inside their head because at the same time, no safeties over top. We ain't get beat over top all day like how we used to. We get beat early in the season. So that was a good scheme. Shout out to Dennis Allen for calling that scheme all day, man, because at the same time, big time receivers, normally they get down the field on us. It's a flag or it's a touchdown, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same
time, I'm excited about it. And then on top of that, as Saints fans, how can you not be impressed at when they did get throw the passes down the field? Those those defenders of the Saints were knocking the ball out their hand. It wasn't like these guys were like dropping a ball or something. Like the ball was like in these receivers' hands, and they were just pushing it out. Like this was a great performance by the secondary, man. The secondary was not the problem in this game at all. You know what I'm saying? Like they were not. So I leave this game optimistic, man, in the loss. Like I feel like a team. I feel like you can learn more. You can learn a lot about a team in a loss.
But yeah, I feel good about, even though everybody hollering about Taysom, Breeze is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL still to this day. He just had to shake off a little rust. If you've been sitting down on the couch or you've been relaxing or you've been playing football with your kids for months and months and months, at least a couple weeks in football days, that's a long time. So if you're not out there throwing that football, you got to shake off that rust. So Breeze did good today. That man came back and threw for 3 touchdowns. Come on, man, stop playing.
Right. Yep.
Even after broken ribs and a punch.
Never broken ribs, 3 touchdowns.
Come on, man. Stop playing, dog. Anybody who criticizing this game, you need to take this as an A+ because we put up a good performance against a good team. And we had Patrick Mahomes. He had to do magician throws just to make sure that they scored a touchdown, dog.
Yeah. I feel like anybody just out here just being like overly critical. Yeah. It's because probably number one, they probably talk so much trash to Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans and now they're scared. Or number two, they just don't know how to understand. They don't understand football. There's no way in the world like you can sit up here and watch a team like defensively. They were on the field for like 84 offensive drives with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
80. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole game. Man,
bro, basically.
That's the whole game, dog.
Basically, they've been on the field the entire game and they still was out there balling out. So, like I said, it's two things. It's rather you talk a whole bunch of North Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, told them that they ain't gonna win the division, told them they suck, told them that the Saints were better, said we swept them, and now all of a sudden the Saints have to win these last 2 games. Now all of a sudden you start to get mad. So
my point is too, TJ. Guess what? We shut down one of the best wide receivers today because the other week, Tyreek Hill was getting somebody the business the first half. He had over 200 and something yards. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's because they was playing that man coverage, man. They weren't doing that in this game.
That safety over the top, that helped a whole lot today because they couldn't really get downfield like that. And Patrick Mahomes, he was getting sacked today. You know what? As a defense, we got a championship defense. People don't know that. If our front four can get after you and everybody else play coverage, that tells you about a lot about your team. Man, I feel good. And one more point I need to make, TJ, Quan Alexander, that boy always around that ball, man.
Yep, definitely. Always around the ball, man. Always stripping it. Always coming through in the clutch, man. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what this team going to do down the stretch, man. Boost, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, TJ. Who that?
All right, take it easy. Let's see. Let's go to the chat real quick. I do think Breeze is better. I just didn't want to run game, drop in favor of having him back. Feel like we won for some reason, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can learn a lot about a team in a defeat. You're just mad you lost. Why would I be mad we lost? You see me being upset? No. You know, I'm not upset at all because I know for a fact if the Saints play the Kansas City Chiefs again, they're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? The Kansas City Chiefs are going to lose to the Saints. You can go back and rewind this You know what I'm saying? You go back, if you know what I'm saying, if they end up playing in a Super Bowl against one another, if they just so happen to make it, which in my opinion, I don't even think the Kansas City Chiefs gonna make it to the Super Bowl. They're gonna lose to rather the Tennessee Titans, or they're gonna possibly lose to the Buffalo Bills. One or the other, they're gonna end up losing to. So I'm very optimistic about that. Like, they're a good offensive powerhouse, and they got a lot of firepower, but they soft. The Kansas City Chiefs are a soft football team. They can put up a whole bunch of points, but when they get that pressure on them, they're gonna fold like a cheap team. Like I'm telling you, man, they're gonna have to get a little bit more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a little bit too harsh. But if they want to get over that hump in the playoffs and in the postseason, they're gonna, number one, they're gonna have to run the ball more aggressively. And number two, they're gonna have to play more aggressive. They remind me a lot of the 2009 to about 2012 Saints. You know what I'm saying? That's what they remind me of, like a finesse team, but it's soft as a cottonelle tissue Posturepedic bed. Soft. I'm telling you, man. If you put pressure on them boys, you put a hit on them boys, they sitting over there, they crying, they looking at the referees. And, you know what I'm saying? It's like when Hartman got hit, he over there almost like he about to cry on the sidelines. He telling his coordinator, man, what happened? Like, nah, bro. Man, I'm telling you, in the postseason, they're gonna have to step it up, man. I'm telling you. That's why I say they remind me of the, you know what I'm saying, like them Saints teams. They used to have a high-powered offense, but defensively they were soft. And if you like can play aggressively, man coverage and stuff like that, jam them, they ain't know what to do. CT Crush, man, what's going on?
Man, what's happening, TJ? What's good with you?
Man, what's going on, man? So what you thought about the game?
Man, honestly, I think we missed Malcolm Brown in that interior defense of the running game. Mm-hmm. You know, I hate that we gave up, I think, 109.
Right.
That's 2 games in a row. They broke their streak. T-Rex eating their lunch all day. Right. You're starting to see him coming to his own. He's starting to pretty much like, you know, take some snaps away from Davenport. Right. Because he just got a ferociousness. You know, he's not trying to make pass rush moves so much. He's just bull rushing. He's starting to I wish Marcus Davenport could get that in himself, take advantage of his ferocity, you know, take advantage of his stature and not try to spin move, swim move, work on that so much and just get to the quarterback.
I don't know what's going on with dude cleats, but that man slip and slide so much. My goodness, man, bro. I need to do a poll. Who be on the ground more, Andrus Peat or Marcus Davenport?
Marcus Davenport,
man, for real, man. Somebody tell me who be on the ground more, man.
I want to get mad at him, dog. I want to be like, you know, first round bust and all that. I don't think he a bust. I just think he's taking a long time to actualize as a defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's really one of the most strongest people on the field, but he don't play like it. And I wish he would get that inside of him. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think we had like 29 hurry ups today. T-Rex with the 2 sacks.
Right.
I think you know, like I said, though, I think, you know, Shy Tuttle and Roach, they do their thing.
Right.
But Malcolm Brown, he a veteran. You can tell we missing him in the depth chart. You totally can tell, you know. I think Drew Brees started to manipulate the pocket a little bit more in the second half, getting the rust off, start making better decisions with the ball.
Right.
You know, I think it's one of those things that's like, you know, shouts out to Pro Network with Big Q and Sway. You know, we talk about that trust in the Peyton.
Right.
And you know, sometimes, you know, Peyton can get in his own way and he could get a little bit too thoughtful with the play calling. You can't put that on Drew. Right. And you can't put that on and nobody else. Man, I wish we would have ran the ball a little bit more with Latavius Murray. I think he only had about 4 or 5 carries. That's crazy. You know, Alvin had 11, 54 yards. I think we ran the ball like 17 times today, 17 rush attempts. That's not enough. We got to start balancing out that playbook, man. We better than that. You know, we actually have a balanced attack and we can run the ball. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we just don't utilize that. And I hate that we get in the games where we get behind the cue ball early. And once we do that, we start to have to pass the ball and put it in the air more. And I wish we just could matriculate the ball a little bit more, man. Just be a little bit more rough with them. And I think we got that power to do so. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, overall, bro, Patty Mahomes, what he was, 40, 26 or 47, 254?
Yeah, he was something like that, man.
Something like that. Very pedestrian, okay? That's in his standards. That's very pedestrian. I'm very proud of my defense. We played with a full rush. I'm glad how Dennis Allen called the game. We stayed in the game. I'm glad our offense started to not get. I don't know if we was more successful offensively in the second half, but I think we just started to be a little bit more manipulative with the what we was trying to do, and come back into the game. So I mean, overall, I can't be too mad. I'm not too bad. I can't even be mad at Anzalone like that. That's why Quan come in the game and took his snaps because he does things like that. You know what I'm saying? And even so.
Yeah, man, but I'm look, man, you gotta fall on that football. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta fall on it.
You gotta fall on the football.
Yeah.
And there was no reason why he shouldn't have got the football.
I don't understand.
Man, everybody, I mean, it was like 3 Saints behind him. So I'm like, dude, man, you could have, man, I don't know what was going on with that, man. That man just straight grease pig that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he not on the hands team, I don't think
he better not be.
He better not be. Bro, like last week
in a row. This is the second week in a row a linebacker come up small. Craig Robinson.
Thank you.
And not Alex Anzalone.
Unison. Bro. I don't know why Craig Robinson jumped over the ball, dove over the ball, and reached back like, oh, I forgot you. And then this man today, he gonna run and not fall on the ball with his hips. I remember back in high school when we, on the hands team and stuff like that, they used to teach us to put the hip on the ball. Cause when you falling on that ball, you make sure you fall into where that ball is in a crevice between your leg and your abdomen right there. You don't fall and try to grab the ball. You fall on the ball. That's the whole objective.
Bro, I don't know what was going on with that. All I know is he ain't get this contract next year. You know what I'm saying? He out of here. That's all I gotta say.
I'm glad. I love Quan Alexander.
Yeah, me too, man. Yeah. CT Crush, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the phone call.
Hey, baby. Very proud of you, TJ. Who that, baby?
Hey, who that, man? Appreciate it, man. Yeah, bro. Bro. Nah. That's up there with, that's up there with Dan Arnold to me. You know what I'm saying? Dan Arnold out there, God bless him. He balling out there in Arizona, and I'm glad that he found himself a career out there in Arizona. But nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to see him back in the Saints uniform. Not after that third down that went through his hands in the NFC Championship game. Nah, bro. It just certain people, like I was like, nah. Alex Anzalone, you got to fall on the football. Ashley, what's going on?
What's up, TJ? What's going on?
Nothing much. What you thought about the game?
Well, you call me a super fan, but I did go in thinking that we was gonna win this game. Despite everything that with our offensive players, I just felt like I knew our defense would step up to the plate and play because they always play up to their competition. I just felt like we had some bad offensive calls. Right. What I mean by that is that when you play an offense like the Kansas City who can score on will, you got to be able to have ball control, and I just think we didn't do a good job with the ball control. Like you got, that's my baby girl.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being on the show.
Say what's up.
What's up?
Say who that. You got to say who that.
Say who that.
Who that?
All right.
We who that fans over here. But I just feel like you got to run the ball more. You got to have ball control. I just feel like we went out there trying to prove that Drew Brees can throw the ball, which we know we can throw, but you gotta control that clock and keep them off the field. Right. And I just felt like with the penalty, that kind of killed us a lot too. So I think if we clean that up, we unstoppable the way our defense playing. We haven't had a defense like this in a while.
We never had a defense.
Like in a while. And so I think that's why I went in saying that we could have won this game. Like we really pressured the hell out of Patrick. He was scared in that pocket. He's running for his life.
Right.
So we keep that up, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, that, and I mean, the thing about Patrick Mahomes, and I'm glad the Saints kind of adjusted. A lot of his plays come from guys, like breaking off their routes. The cornerbacks thinking, "Oh man, he ain't gonna throw this ball over here," and they end up, catching the ball and they be wide open. So I think the Saints did a good job, and they put a lot of pressure on him, man. Like he gonna remember the day he played the Saints, couple of them shots that he took. Like especially that sack with with Trey Hendrickson, like sacking from behind and Carl Granderson, like hit him right in the chest.
Oh, he felt that he was breathing all kind of funny.
And the commentary, oh Patrick.
Yeah, he was breathing all kind of funny. But I'm proud of them because they really held their two receivers down. Like Kelsey, he didn't have he had a game, but he didn't have like his outstanding game like he usually have, and also Hill. So I was like, I'm really proud of what they did. We just, like I said, with Sean Payton, you got to get into the habit of wanting to run the ball a little bit more. I feel like we could have used Kamara a whole lot better. And as far as this first round bye, like I said, I only wanted it for Brees to get rest. But I feel like we're good. Everybody thinking that, the Saints don't want to go play Green Bay in Lambeau in January. But I don't think Green Bay going to be in Lambeau in January. I don't think Green Bay going to be there in the NFC Championship game. I just think that they're real overrated. I think they're real overrated.
I think that number two seed is much better than a lot of people think, because like I said, it gives you it can give you a possible 3 straight home games, wild card, divisional, and NFC Championship if you play and you do your thing. But I thought it was a good game, man. I'm proud of the squad, though. Ashley, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call.
Same here, TJ.
All right, take it easy. And shouts out to Ashley, man, her daughter and crew. Shouts out to CT Crush. Say y'all hit the like button. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Thank y'all so much. Gonna take a few more, then I'm have to get up out of here, folks. I'm gonna go with Vine. Vine Too Real says Mahomes might have 11 fractured ribs too after that game. Yeah, man, he took a shot. And if you look at him on the sidelines, they showed it. And I'm like, man, how sad. Like was, they was up there. Oh, Patrick. Oh, you got to protect the franchise. Oh, my God. Like, man, are y'all the coach? I'm talking about Romo and Nance. I'm like, are y'all the coach? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, all that biased commentary. My freaking goodness. My freaking goodness, man. Come on. I know Patrick Mahomes is good. I know he got a lot of talent. But my goodness, man. I didn't know if I tuned into CBS or the Chiefs radio network up in this thing. I didn't know what the heck was going on. All I know is call that thing down the middle. I mean, it was like, oh, my goodness. Anything he did, you see, he flicked the ball out of his bounds. Did you see how he flicked that? Most quarterbacks wouldn't be able to flick it out of bounds. But I want to tell everybody a play to me that was a play that really mattered and a lot of people didn't really pay that much attention to, right? It was the play on 4th and 2. It was the play on 4th and 2. On 4th and 2, the Saints got pressure on Patrick Mahomes. The ball went up in the air, and the offensive lineman caught it. And they end up calling, illegal catcher or something like that. I can't think of the call, but, illegal man downfield. Yeah, that's what it was. Illegal man downfield. And they end up turning that from a 4th and 2 to a 4th and 7. So let me tell y'all why that was a huge play. If that offensive lineman didn't catch that ball and didn't get that penalty, it would have been a illegal touching. Thank you. Illegal touching. It was illegal touching. If that lineman didn't catch that ball and run down the field, then it would have been a turnover on downs, and the Saints would have been at about the 45-yard line. So instead, it was 4th and 7, and they end up punting the football. So that was huge when it came to field position because the Saints ended up, I think, going 3 and out. But if, they probably would have turned the ball over on downs. The Saints, all they probably would have needed probably about 15 or 20 yards or something like that. The worst case scenario would be a field goal. So that was huge. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that the offensive lineman didn't think about it at the time. He probably didn't think about it at the time, but that was a field shifting play that he made. It's almost like when a basketball player on a fast break and the guy he about to slam and you just grab him, you know what I'm saying? You tackle him or whatever, and just get an intentional foul. That's kind of like what that play was, and it mattered. So that play to me was like one of those plays that really mattered. And also, man, just that play with Alex Anzalone. But my final thoughts for this game, man, look, it's over. All right, the Saints lost today. You know what I'm saying? They lost the game 32-29. But I'm proud of the New Orleans Saints. They showed a lot of grit. They showed a lot of heart. There's some things they need to clean up. For example, they need to clean up a little bit of the tackling, man. They had a couple of plays that they left in the backfield. Should have been tackles for loss. A good job not allowing, like, the Kansas City Chiefs to do some of the things that makes them explosive. Shouts out to them for not allowing Tyreek Hill to be too much of a factor. Travis Kelce wasn't too much of a factor. The secondary played really well, especially defending the ball down the field. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is becoming much better, as a member of the secondary, deflecting passes and breaking up passes. Quan Alexander still proving why he is a godsend to the New Orleans Saints defense. Shouts out to Coach Nielsen for having these guys ready. Unbelievable the way that the front four plays. No matter if you plug and play, no matter what happens, they're, you know what I'm saying, they always seem to rise to the occasion. And I just think that there are better days ahead for the New Orleans Saints. I think that Drew Brees is only going to get better. And if the way that Drew Brees played today to start the game, I must say, I'm not even thinking about a first-round bye. He needs all the time, all the time he can get. He needs every single week to get better, you know what I'm saying, to clean some things up. My goodness, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have been talking about a first-round bye for Drew. I don't think he needs a first-round bye. I think that he needs to play consistently. But it's on to Minnesota, man. On Christmas Day, the Saints have a tall task, and they have to win this game. They have got to beat the Minnesota Vikings. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't go out there and let Kirk Cousins look like the second coming of Joe Montana. Marshawn Lattimore, you can't allow Adam Thielen to be your daddy, because every game he seems to always show up against you. Janoris Jenkins, you got to lock up Justin Jefferson, or vice versa, whatever they do. This is a must-win game. If we talking about the playoffs, we talking about win or go home, we talking about the division is on the line. The New Orleans Saints have got to step up and handle their business against the Minnesota Vikings. They cannot lollygag, pussyfoot around with the Minnesota Vikings. They cannot allow Dalvin Cook to go out there and ball out. They cannot allow these wide receivers to go out there and catch these circus catches. They cannot allow the Minnesota Vikings any life. You jump on these guys early and often. You handle your business. You go out there, you be aggressive, you play up tempo, you run the football. And you gotta take the ball out of Drew Brees' hands. Go out there with your best first 15 scripted plays. All right. Go out there with your best 15 plays to try to stay ahead of the curve. Don't go and fall behind 10-0, 7-0, 14-0, where you have to get Drew Brees to throw the football all over the place. Because as of right now, the chemistry between Drew Brees and these receivers is not there. All right. So do yourself a favor, go out there against the Minnesota Vikings and win this division. Win this division, man. Finish strong. Finish this season strong, and let's go into the playoffs, man, with some type of momentum. Because as of right now, I'm not seeing too much momentum. I'm seeing a lot of positivity. I'm seeing a lot of optimism. But you got to save that kind of stuff for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the team that want to be optimistic. That's the optimistic team right there. That's the team that's super optimistic. You know, they're the ones, if everything just starts to click and gel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they got enough gel and Sally's the way that they waiting on these guys to gel. That gel. They about to gel. They peaking. They're like, come on, man, knock it off. We're not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so let's go out there and win this football game. But I want to say thank you very much, Who Dat Nation, for taking a part in the State of the Saints podcast post-game show. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast, and previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. Also follow the State of the Saints Podcast on Twitter at State of Saints. That's at State of Saints. And I don't plug this enough, but you can follow me on Instagram at TJAY Jones _. That's TJ Jones _. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?